Okay, this is a short little review clip here on an Icom IC-T90A. It's a tri-band receiver, it does 6 meters, 2 meters, 70 centimeters. And this is the stock antenna it comes with. The antenna that's on now is a dual bander for 440 and for 2 meters. Then as you can see, there is a little removable tip here. This is where you attach the 6-meter antenna. So what that does is it extends the antenna length a little bit so you can have the proper SWR for 6 meters and you don't have to worry about ruining your radio that way. And it is a rubber duck antenna, but it's not the most bendable antenna, so you do kind of want to be careful when you're carrying that around so you don't damage the inside of your radio. And this radio can receive FM and AM and WFM for radio stations, but the only thing is you can't transmit AM. This is a pure FM only transceiver, like most of them are. So you can't do AM or single sideband or any of that on 6 meters. So it's just pure FM transceiver. But it does receive AM. It receives AM and FM all the way down from 500 kilohertz all the way up to 1 gigahertz. Then your cellular frequencies, those are of course blocked. And it seems to do a pretty good job of receiving shortwave broadcasts, believe it or not. It does better than some radios I've had in the past. So just for receiving shortwave broadcast, it seems to do fairly well just with the stock antenna. So can't complain about that. And as far as the transmit and the receive on the ham bands, I would rate it excellent compared to what else I've used and the reports I've got in the air. I've been 10 miles away from the repeater before, and people said they would never guess I was that far, just even with an HD inside of my car. I'm able to hit there's one repeater here I can hit about 15 miles to the south, and I've got an excellent signal reports on that. So even with 5 watts, it seems to do very well. It has 2 power settings, 5 watts and half a watt. So if you're wanting to save battery power, put on half a watt if you're near the repeater, and it'll save battery power, and also it won't get quite as hot. If you are transmitting for a long period of time on 5 watts, it does get really hot. That's one downside to this radio. It starts to become to the point where it's uncomfortable to hold it if you're transmitting for long periods of time. You can begin to feel the transceiver heat up and your hands begin to sweat. So if you're one of these people who like to stay transmitting for like a minute at a time, you might want to invest in a handheld microphone, either that or a leather case to help keep the heat down so you won't burn yourself. But and it also receives TV broadcast, the weather broadcast. It has built-in weather alert, so if you're on the other frequencies, it'll keep on checking to see if there's any alerts, and it'll break in with the weather alerts. And it seems to receive that excellent, like everything. Does analog TV receive, FM broadcast radio, if you want to listen to your FM radio stations, and of course it puts out the PL tones, built-in DTMF encoder, and I guess if you are visually impaired, it'll do Morse code for identifying which station you got programmed in. Right now this is our 2-meter repeater here in Carbondale. But other than that, I'll go ahead and say 73 to you. This is KC9MGZ, and happy DXing.